about to discover a vehicle so radically engineered, it didn't just beat Tesla at its own game. It flipped the entire board. It's called the BYD Yangwang U7. And while you've probably heard of Tesla's speed or Porsche's handling, this car does something none of them can. It drives sideways, climbs stairs, and thinks faster than you can blink. So how did a Chinese automaker create a 4-motor super sedan with over 1,300 horsepower and make it feel smoother than a Rolls-Royce? Can it really outclass the Mercedes EQS in luxury? Can it challenge Porsche Taycan on a track? And what's Tesla's next move? You're about to find out, because this isn't just about one car, it's about the future of driving. Miss this, and you miss the moment everything changes. It doesn't drive, it glides. This is not a car that drives in the traditional sense. It dances, pivots, sidesteps, and charges like a machine possessed. With over 1,300 horsepower surging through a quad-motor system, each wheel powered by its own dedicated electric motor, the Yangwang U7 isn't just all-wheel drive, it's all-wheel command. No differentials, no compromises. Each tire responds independently, delivering power with surgical precision to where it's needed most. That means acceleration isn't just fast, it's flawless. From a dead stop to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.9 seconds, the U7 doesn't lurch forward. It surges like it was pulled by magnetic force. There's no waiting for gears to shift, no hesitations between decisions. It's an unbroken rush of torque that launches the car with more control than most people have in their own limbs. And then it does something you never thought possible. It moves sideways. Using what BYD calls crab mode, the Yangwang U7 can slide directly left or right into tight parking spots. No steering required. It doesn't inch or nudge. It glides, moving laterally like a spaceship docking itself. Whether you've got 30 centimeters of space in front and behind or none at all, the U7 can shift itself neatly into position. With movements so smooth, it almost feels animated. Now picture this, a steep staircase. 3 or 4 concrete steps rising up a sloped parking entrance. Most luxury sedans would bottom out or stop completely. Not the U7. With its active vertical power delivery, the car can literally climb stairs. Its Union Z suspension and quad motor control allow each wheel to scale the elevation independently. No jolts, no strain, just a calm, calculated crawl upwards, as if it were walking. During high-speed U-turn testing, the U7 demonstrated something remarkable. Complete 180-degree directional changes, with no brake slam, no screeching tires, and no loss of stability. At speeds that would send most cars into a tailspin, the Yangwang stays grounded, balanced, and eerily quiet. Thanks to torque vectoring that distributes rotational force in real time, the car pivots on a dime with the poise of a ballet dancer. But all this isn't just a spec sheet. It's been proven in conditions that humble even the toughest machines. In winter testing, the U7 wasn't just able to keep up, it performed. On icy stretches, it handled turns and inclines with barely a slip. During moose tests, an industry-standard maneuver to simulate emergency obstacle avoidance, the Yangwang U7 maintained full control at nearly 96 kilometers per hour. Most vehicles in the same class begin to fishtail or lose their line far below that threshold. The U7, by contrast, carved through the maneuver like a scalpel through silk. Even under extreme pressure, like a sudden tire blowout at high speed, the car stays upright and responsive. 2 tires can burst, and it will still keep going straight, recalibrating torque across the remaining wheels faster than a human can blink. This is more than a backup system. It's active, adaptive intelligence fused with mechanical dominance. This changes everything, because the U7 isn't just about speed, it's about domination in every condition. As stunning as its road manners are, what happens inside the cabin is an entirely different story, one where the experience shifts from performance to pure luxury. Tesla looks minimal, this looks royal. Here's where it gets really interesting. BYD didn't just build a cabin, they built a rolling 5-star hotel with a supercomputer at the wheel. Trust me, we dug deep into the tech. Thousands of data points, engineering breakdowns, and test footage, so you didn't have to. All we ask, hit subscribe so you never miss the next one. When you open the door, you're not stepping into a car, you're stepping into an atmosphere. The cabin isn't just designed to impress, it's designed to embrace, to enclose you in warmth, softness, and control. The seats are wrapped in premium leather, but not the cold, stiff kind you find in high-performance cars. These are sculpted, ventilated, heated, and even massaging, offering adjustments so granular it feels like the seat was built around you. Wood trims line the doors and console. Not veneer, not plastic, but real grain, real texture. Ambient lighting flows through the cabin in cascading color gradients, reacting to your driving mode, time of day, or personal preference. It doesn't just look good, it feels alive. Front and center, a 15.6-inch organic light-emitting diode touchscreen serves as your command hub. It's not just large, it's responsive, intuitive, and vivid, making every input feel like a natural extension of thought. A fully digital instrument cluster complements it, offering real-time metrics in a sleek, customizable layout. Then there's the sound system. It doesn't just play music, it creates immersion. With three-dimensional spatial audio tuned for every seat in the vehicle, the cabin becomes a concert hall on wheels. Whether you're playing orchestral classics or bass-heavy electronic music, the result is total acoustic clarity and emotional resonance. Rear passengers get more than just legroom. They receive an executive lounge experience, complete with independent touchscreens, wireless charging pads, and even a personal refrigerator. That's not an exaggeration. There is, quite literally, a minibar built into the rear center console, chilled and waiting. Climate control operates by zone, down to precise temperature differences between passenger areas. And in the background, an intelligent air purification system constantly filters the air, removing particulates, odors, and allergens. It's the kind of system you don't notice until you get into another car and realize what you're missing. All of this is controlled by software that feels less like a user interface and more like a digital butler. The artificial intelligence learns your habits, predicts your needs, and adjusts accordingly. No more tapping through endless menus to find what you want. The U7 often gets there before you even ask. This isn't just luxury, it's intelligent luxury, calculated, anticipatory, and deeply human. It adapts to you rather than asking you to adapt to it. Tesla's minimalist approach might actually feel less futuristic than BYD's immersive command center. Now imagine a car this refined and comfortable from the inside, turning heads before it even moves. Because outside, the U7 is unlike anything else on the road. Shaped by science, styled like art. Imagine if a spaceship wore a tuxedo. That's the design language behind the Yangwang U7. It's not loud, it's not garish. It's a lesson in controlled aggression and intelligent flow. The body lines are sculpted not for flair, but for physics. With a drag coefficient of just 0.195, the U7 slides through the air with less resistance than nearly any vehicle in its class. That isn't just good for range. It gives the entire car a sense of effortless motion, even when it's standing still. The front fascia is dominated by sleek C-shaped light-emitting diode headlights that extend into the fenders, giving the car a bold, eagle-eyed expression. Instead of a traditional grille, the design favors a flush, aerodynamic curve that emphasizes movement and precision. The hood is low, sculpted, and unbroken, setting the stage for the kind of clean silhouette that stands out without shouting. Every door on the U7 is frameless, giving the profile a seamless, unbroken line. Flush handles lie dormant until touched, then emerge silently, almost ceremonially. The panoramic glass roof stretches from front to rear like a continuous sheet of obsidian, casting the cabin in natural light during the day and starlight at night. From the side, the car carries a presence that is both athletic and authoritative. It's long, low, and wide, measuring over 5 meters in length with a commanding stance. The wheelbase is stretched for elegance, yet the proportions stay tight and sharp, never bloated. Every curve has a purpose. Every edge communicates momentum. The rear is just as refined. A light bar sweeps across the trunk, adding width and futuristic glow. Hidden beneath the bodyline is an active spoiler that deploys automatically based on speed, adjusting downforce dynamically to ensure stability at high velocities. Even the underbody is optimized. Active air curtains reduce turbulence around the wheels, while sculpted underpanels improve flow and reduce lift. All of this design wizardry results in something that's more than beautiful. It's intelligent. Every aesthetic choice enhances performance. Every performance enhancement reinforces the design. It doesn't just turn heads, it slices through the air like a weaponized sculpture. And now that we've seen the beauty, it's time to look beneath it, into the invisible architecture that gives this machine its mind. The car that thinks faster than you. Beneath its sleek body lies the E4 platform, an intelligent machine foundation designed to do what most cars can't: predict, protect, and perform. This isn't a collection of parts. It's a brain, spine and muscle system, fused into one responsive beast. The E4 platform introduces a groundbreaking approach: independent motor control. Each wheel has its own motor, not just for propulsion, but for torque coordination. This means when one wheel slips, the others don't just compensate, they counterbalance. Whether you're dealing with black ice, a sharp turn, or sudden evasive maneuvers, the system calculates and reacts faster than any human ever could. Picture it like this: you're driving on a slick mountain pass, and your front left tire hits gravel. Most cars would lose composure. The U7 doesn't flinch. It routes power to the other three wheels instantly, like 4 AI co-pilots working in harmony. The result? You stay in control, not by chance, but by design. Now pair that level of drive logic with something even more surreal: a suspension that moves like it's floating on a cushion of magnetism. That's where the Union Z system comes in. A suspension inspired by magnetic levitation trains. It doesn't just soften bumps, it erases them. It reads the road up to 4,000 times in the span of a blink, adjusting every 5 milliseconds, 12 times faster than the average human reflex. This means the U7 doesn't bounce, pitch, or roll. It simply glides, and we mean that literally. It can climb stairs without jarring, crab walk sideways into tight spaces, and even stay level while tackling uneven pavement or curbs. It's not just functional, it's almost poetic. This level of performance depends on one hidden hero: the Magic Ruler sensor. It uses three-dimensional Hall effect tech to scan the car's vertical positioning with micro-level precision. Just 15 microns, smaller than a red blood cell. That's not metaphor. That's measurable. It's how the car knows when to lift one side, shift weight, or counteract force before your body even knows something changed. And this technology is not just there to impress, it's there to protect. This is the world's first production vehicle with Level 3 redundancy across 4 essential systems: steering, braking, drive, and power. Let's say your main brake system goes out. Not ideal. In most cars, you'd be in trouble. In the U7, the electric motors take over and stop the car completely. If one steering module fails, the system reroutes inputs to maintain control. If the battery disconnects, there's a second system waiting in reserve. This goes beyond smart safety. It's built-in confidence you can feel. That's why the U7 performs brilliantly under high-stakes tests, like the infamous Moose test, where it maneuvers at speeds above 95 kilometers per hour without slipping out of control. Even with 2 tires blown out, the vehicle maintains directional torque stability up to 160 kilometers per hour. Why does that matter? Because this is where performance stops being about thrill and starts being about trust. In a world where one missed reaction could mean disaster, having a car that thinks faster than you is not just smart, it's necessary. This isn't just smart, it's surgical. And it's the foundation for full autonomy. This shouldn't be possible. Most people assume a car this powerful would come with a 6-figure badge. They're wrong. The Yangwang U7 isn't just impressive, it's affordable by comparison. And that's not by accident, it's by strategy. The reason BYD can offer such cutting-edge technology without pushing into ultra-premium pricing is because it owns nearly every part of the process. From battery cells to motor design to software code, BYD builds it in-house. This level of vertical integration eliminates the markups that plague other brands relying on outsourced suppliers. While competitors navigate fragile supply chains and licensing contracts, BYD controls every step from blueprint to showroom. That efficiency translates directly into price. Though official international pricing hasn't dropped yet, the U7 is expected to land well below rivals like the Mercedes-Benz EQS and the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. And that's while offering more torquey, better tech, and more futuristic features across the board. One of its biggest cost-saving advantages comes from its Blade battery system. Unlike conventional lithium-ion setups, the Blade battery uses a safer, denser cell design that resists thermal runaway, which means fewer risks and better space efficiency. This allows the U7 to offer extended range, up to 800 kilometers on a single charge, without adding bulk or cost. Charging speed is another area where BYD leaps ahead. With ultra-fast direct current support, the U7 can gain up to 300 kilometers of range in just 15 minutes. That's a quick coffee stop, not a long recharge break. More importantly, it supports bidirectional power. vehicle to load and vehicle to grid. You can plug in your tools, recharge another electric vehicle, or even keep your home powered during an outage. In practical terms, it's a backup generator on wheels. It's your off-grid lifeline. It's mobility and energy independence in one. What this means for the average driver is simple: fewer charging stops, lower energy bills, and greater peace of mind in emergencies. It's the kind of value proposition that makes this car not just attractive, but logical. Even more surprising, BYD doesn't need government subsidies to make this work. This isn't an artificial discount. It's real innovation, scaled efficiently and sold at a sustainable price. BYD is scaling innovation while undercutting giants. No subsidies required. Still, no car is without its limits. Even BYD can't beat physics. For all its brilliance, even the Yangwang U7 has challenges that need to be addressed. Let's start with the obvious: weight. With 4 motors, an enormous battery, complex sensors, and heavy-duty suspension, the U7 is no lightweight. While its technology helps mask that mass on the road, over time it could still impact tire wear, battery degradation, and general driving efficiency. Big power requires big structure, and that means big maintenance demands down the road. Then comes the issue of complexity. Advanced features like Union Z suspension and the Magic Ruler sensor are impressive, but what happens when they need service? These aren't parts you can replace at any garage. Specialized repair training and proprietary components could mean longer repair times and higher costs, especially outside of China, where BYD's support network is still expanding. Brand trust is another hurdle. Inside China, BYD is a powerhouse. Internationally, it's still gaining traction. Buyers used to legacy names like Mercedes or Porsche may hesitate when presented with a new badge, even if the specs are better. Luxury isn't just performance, it's perception, and that takes time to build. Lastly, the U7 might simply be too much car for many people. Its full suite of capabilities is best suited for performance lovers, technophiles, or those who demand every feature under the sun. But for average city drivers, it may feel overwhelming or unnecessary. Not everyone needs a vehicle that can slide sideways into a 30-centimeter gap or climb stairs. In short, BYD's genius may need a filter to reach the masses. Not because the car isn't brilliant, but because brilliance sometimes needs simplification to be accessible. BYD may need to tame the U7's genius just to sell it to the world. So how does it stack up against the biggest names in electric luxury? Let's find out. Tesla Model S Plaid. It was the king of electric speed until BYD changed the game. The Tesla Model S Plaid was once the final word in high-performance electric driving. A 0 to 100 kilometers per hour launch in under 2 seconds. A top speed pushing the limits of street legality and a loyal fan base that believed no one could touch it. It felt untouchable, invincible, inevitable. But something shifted. Not overnight, not in a single headline, but in the quiet moments when drivers started asking for more than acceleration. The question wasn't, "How fast can I go?" anymore. It became, "How good does this feel when I get there?" Tesla built its empire on speed and software. And to its credit, the Plaid delivers on both. The full-stack ecosystem of autopilot, over-the-air updates, and a native digital experience helped redefine what a luxury EV could be. The central display was slick, the real-time responsiveness of its UI ahead of most rivals. It turned cars into gadgets and owners into beta testers. For early adopters and die-hard tech fans, that was electric nirvana. But for those seeking a true luxury experience, not just tech, the veneer has started to wear thin. Walk into a Model S Plaid today, and while the technology remains impressive, the interior tells a different story. The minimalist dash, once futuristic, now feels sparse. The yoke steering wheel, though bold, is more controversial than it is useful. Critics have noted the lack of tactile feedback, the absence of refinement in seating comfort, and the questionable ergonomics of a design philosophy built around simplification rather than sophistication. Then there's the ride. While the Plaid accelerates like a bullet train, its suspension tuning has drawn consistent scrutiny. On smooth highways, the drive is thrilling, but hit uneven roads, rough patches, or unexpected curves at high speed, and the Model S feels unsettled. The Plaid trades finesse for brute force, a strategy that made headlines but leaves gaps in real-world usability. Drivers have reported a disconnect between the performance capabilities and the car's ability to keep them comfortably in control. There's also the matter of aging design. The current generation Model S, while updated under the hood, carries the bones of a platform introduced in 2012. Despite tweaks and facelifts, its shape, layout, and interior footprint are starting to feel familiar, perhaps too familiar, in a market racing toward reinvention. Tesla's software still stands as a benchmark. Its adaptive cruise, semi-autonomous navigation, and continuous update strategy remain strong points. Yet with increasing regulatory pressure and intensifying competition, even this advantage is narrowing. Others are catching up, not in years but in quarters. That's where BYD's Yangwang U7 enters, not just with a counterpoint, but with a total redefinition of what a high-performance electric sedan can be. While Tesla pushed the envelope on speed, BYD reshaped the entire envelope: ride, comfort, control, and emotional presence. Tesla once felt like the future. Now, in the presence of something newer, broader, and more ambitious, it's beginning to feel like yesterday's vision. Tesla's real vulnerability isn't speed, it's experience. Transitioning from electric revolution to luxury tradition, the next rival is a name synonymous with status: Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz EQS luxury is Mercedes' kingdom, but the U7 might just be staging a royal coup. When the EQS launched, it promised the future of prestige mobility. It was Mercedes' declaration that they weren't just entering the electric game, they were redefining it. A long, elegant body, whisper-quiet drive. The ride is as smooth as silk, with air suspension delivering a cushioned glide over most surfaces. Rear axle steering makes this limousine-length vehicle surprisingly nimble. Cabin noise is nearly non-existent, and passenger comfort is unmatched. Rear passengers are treated like royalty, especially in higher trims where individual seats recline, massage, and cocoon. Mercedes also leveraged its legacy, one of prestige, craftsmanship, and global trust. Buyers felt confident not just in the product, but in the brand's reputation for reliability and class. Yet, despite all of that, the EQS has struggled to become a cultural icon the way Tesla's Model S once did. Its design, while aerodynamic, has been widely critiqued for lacking charisma. The rounded, blobby silhouette is efficient, yes, but it doesn't stir passion. It doesn't shout presence, it whispers conformity. Performance-wise, the EQS is composed but not thrilling. Acceleration is respectable, but not in the same league as other high-performance EVs. Range, while decent, doesn't lead the pack. The result is a car that does everything well but doesn't leave a lasting impression in any one area. That opens a lane for disruption, especially from a company willing to rethink what luxury means. Because luxury in 2025 isn't just about heritage materials or legacy names. It's about precision, personality, and intelligent interaction. It's about giving the driver not just comfort, but command. The EQS remains a solid luxury choice. But for buyers seeking an emotional connection, bold innovation, and unmistakable presence, there is now a new challenger to the throne. Old prestige is being challenged by new precision. Let's move from elegance to aggression. If any competitor has the engineering to stand its ground, it's Porsche. Porsche Taycan Turbo S. Porsche doesn't chase, Porsche defines. But can it defend its crown? The Taycan Turbo S is a precision instrument. When Porsche entered the electric space, it didn't bring a vision of the future. It brought the full weight of its performance heritage into a new powertrain. The result was stunning. An electric vehicle that didn't feel like a compromise but an evolution. A true Porsche. On a track, the Taycan is poetry in motion. The steering is razor sharp. The acceleration is savage but controlled. The balance through corners is telepathic. There's a sense of cohesion between driver and machine that few cars, electric or otherwise, can replicate. Everything is where it should be, honed for feel and response. The design language is unmistakable. Low-slung, wide, and sculpted with intent. This is a sports car dressed as a sedan. It looks fast. It feels expensive. It is undeniably a Porsche, but for all its brilliance, the Taycan exists in a narrower world. It is optimized for performance, yes, but sacrifices follow. Range is solid, though not class-leading. Space in the rear is limited. Storage is minimal. Ride comfort, while acceptable, is not on par with more float-focused electric sedans. This is a car that thrills, but doesn't pamper. It's made for the driver, not necessarily the family. Then there's price. The Taycan Turbo S commands a premium that places it squarely in the top tier of electric vehicles, often out of reach for all but the most committed enthusiasts. You are paying for engineering, and in every sense you're getting it, but you're also getting less versatility than its rivals. That's where comparisons start to shift. Because while the Taycan excels in lane precision and brand identity, it becomes vulnerable when measured against something designed to be everything at once. Fast, spacious, luxurious, and intelligent. Porsche's strength is its focus. The Taycan is a scalpel. The U7 is a Swiss Army tank. So is the Yangwang U7 the future of premium electric vehicles? Or is it simply the first chapter in a wider revolution? What do you think? Let's know in the comments down below.